Are we ready? No, not that background. No, not that one. That's better. Okay. Hi folks, have you been following the federal election? Are you as confused as I am? They say one thing today, they flip tomorrow to say the exact opposite, and then they say that's what they meant the whole time. Some of you feel the same way about real estate and prices and what's going on out there. Well, I'm here to clear the air with real estate and let you know exactly what's going on. The September numbers are in. Let's find out what's happening in real estate. So here we could see, now this is the market report. Now this is the Market Watch, sorry. The Toronto Real Estate Board produces this report. This is just the front page, and just to be clear on what these numbers mean, what we're comparing is September that just passed, September 2019, to September last year, and this is for all the areas that the Toronto Real Estate Board covers. So it's a huge area. We're talking about Peel, so Mississauga, Brampton, we're talking about Oakville, we're talking about Halton region, we're talking about Simcoe area, we're talking Durham, way out to Oshawa, we're talking about York region, Barrie, we're talking about a huge area, and we're talking about every single real estate transaction. So condos, towns, semis, and everything in between. So let's have a quick look. Gives us a general idea of what's been going on. So when we compare September this year to last year, we can see that sales are up 22%. So we're selling more, we sold more homes this September than we did September last year. That's good news. Prices are up 5.8%. So that's also good news. But keep in mind, that's what happened 12 months ago. If you're in the market now to buy or sell or contemplating, you want to know what's happening right now, more current. So let's have a look. We can see that back in May, if we look at the May prices, we can see that they were dropping in June, July, and August, but August to September, they shot up 6.4%. So prices jumped up, which is fantastic news. Sales have been dropping down since May, but sales shot up. What a lot of people are not seeing or not talking about is that the September price of $843,000, that's actually a 28-month high. That's almost 2.5 years. That is a phenomenal number. We're going back to, I know when I speak to a lot of sellers, they talk about back in the day when prices were increasing and fast. We're talking 2016, 2017. Well, this price goes back to May 2017. Fantastic news. Incidentally, you want to stay to the end of this video because I've got 3 neighborhoods in Vaughan that are breaking records I'm going to talk to you about. Let's take a closer look at Vaughan now, and let's compare September this year to September last year. Sales are up by 12%. Average price is slightly up, so the price hasn't changed much. But when we look at active listings, we can see we've got fewer properties available for sale this September than last year September. So we bought more homes this year, but there are fewer available for sale, which brings the months of inventory down. September last year, we had 5.2 months of inventory. This year, it's a lot shorter. But again, this is what happened 12 months ago. What's happening right now, today? So when we look at the Vaughan report here, now keep in mind, this is for all home types. We can see that if we start off at April and May, sales have actually been dropping down every single month. And when we look at the June price, that was a 21-month high. So June's price was a record-breaking price. And really, prices haven't changed much since then. They've kind of stayed steady. They did drop slightly from August to September, but barely noticeable, 0.2%, not even worth mentioning. So we can say that since June, prices in Vaughan have been basically steady. But let's in continuation of analyzing the Vaughan market, let's get a little bit closer to looking at some of the different home types. If we look at the Vaughan detached homes, look at this. If we look at sales from May to September, sales every single month have been dropping slightly every single month. When we look at prices though, we start at May as the low. Prices have been going up May, June, July, August, but August to September they took a slight dip. When we look at the September price and we compare it to last year, it is slightly down. Let me see here, 126, it is slightly up by 0.8%. So it's not a big difference. Here's what you need to note. Since January, when we look at prices, between January to September, prices have increased for detached homes by 7.2%. That's an $84,000 price increases on homes. Now, is your home worth $84,000 more than it was in January? It's hard to say. We need to look. It could be worth more, it could be worth less. We would need to look at your situation, your neighborhood, and what's happening there. This is a closer look at months of inventory. Now, keep in mind, between 4 to 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. Less than 4 months is a seller's market. That's when prices start to jump up. And above 6 months of inventory is a buyer's market. And that's when you see kind of prices tapering down. Well, we can see back in April at 3.1 months of inventory, and they've been kind of staying steady, but from August to September, months of inventory jumped up by over a month. They went from 3.4 months of inventory to 4.6 months of inventory. Well, look at what happened with prices. If we go back to May, with months of inventory staying low, prices were climbing and climbing. You could see it there, climbing and climbing. But then months of inventory jumped up in September, prices dropped down. That's a typical example, a real-life example of how we can kind of look at predicting prices by looking at months of inventory. Taking a closer look at semis. If we look at July's price was a 26-month high, and prices have come down slightly since then. I'm not too concerned because later I'll show you the months of inventory. The semi-detached market is very strong. We look at townhouses. Townhouses here have basically, over the last 3 months, prices have basically stayed the same. So also very, very strong. Now the condo market, this is really interesting. Sales are down from August to September. Prices jumped way up by 5% from August to September. Now, keep in mind that the June price was the highest average price we've ever had. So anything close to that is still a great price. When we look at 12 months ago, prices for condos in the Vaughan region, they're 14.7% higher now. A closer look at months of inventory for all the home types kind of paints the picture that the Vaughan market in general is very strong. Except for detached homes, most of the properties, most of the home types you could see are very much in the seller's market range. It's only this month, September, that the detached homes kind of went into more of a balanced market range, and then we saw prices taper off. Now, I told you I've got 3 Vaughan neighborhoods that are breaking records. Here's the first one. Velour Village. For the month of September, the average price was almost $1,260,000. That is a 22-month high. The next neighborhood, East Woodbridge. The average price for September is $1,362,000. That is a 19-month high. We're breaking records. And the last neighborhood I wanted to talk about was Maple. The average price in Maple for September for detached homes was 1,228,000. My friends, that is a 30-month high. We've not seen average prices in Maple for detached home for 30 months. That takes us way back to April 2017. Remember 2017, 2016, 2017? That's when there were lineups out the door. That's when people were increasing their prices every day by another 10 or 20,000. That's the last time we saw a price like that. In general, the market is strong. Months of inventory is low. I do expect prices to remain steady, if not increase over the next month. If you're watching this video before Thanksgiving, let me take a second to say Happy Thanksgiving. We're thankful and grateful you're actually taking the time to watch this video. If you're watching this after Thanksgiving, we're thankful that you watched it and hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And thank you very much for all your support throughout the years. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. Have a great day.